Hi everybody, my name is Kristen. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm guiding you through yin yoga for liver health and balanced emotions. So our liver is responsible for 500 functions in our body. And when our liver chi is healthy, then it provides energy to our whole body, specifically to our tendons and our muscles and our eyes. And when our liver chi is stagnant or imbalanced, it's often due to emotions. So we can store some of our most difficult emotions in our liver, like anger, impatience, irritation, and even resentments and bitterness and grudges. So when we speak about our liver health, we're also speaking energetically and emotionally about this beautiful organ in the body. In today's practice, we'll be working to open and stimulate the liver and the gallbladder meridian lines through the body that run through the deeper connective tissues. So we're going to get started today in a wide leg child's pose. So you can clear off your mat and bring your knees wide apart. So you want your knees wider than your hips so that you're feeling some stretch through the inner leg line. And you can just bring the toes together to touch. You might even walk the toes a little bit further outward to get that stretch, and then sink your hips down by your heels and bring your forearms to the ground, maybe stacking palms and resting your forehead onto your palms. You can also switch this up for a folded blanket or a pillow. The key is to feel relaxed in this posture. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. If you do need extra support under your hips, then slide a blanket underneath your hips or under the tops of your feet. And taking a few moments to fully release and let go into this posture. Soothing, grounding posture of child's pose. Breath opening through the back body. And as you feel your physical body ground and relax, can you also feel your emotional body beginning to settle and ground? Feeling into the cooling energies of the earth. If you'd like to deepen a little bit, stretch both palms in front of you, shoulder distance apart. Relax the shoulders, bringing your forehead to the ground and dropping your hips back towards the heels. Breath expanding through the side body. Take a few breaths to walk your palms under your shoulders and lift your heart, bringing your knees towards each other and rolling up along the spine, placing your palms on top of your thighs, hips to heels just for a moment, closing your eyes and feeling the release of the tissue through the inner thighs and groin. And imagine that you're breathing in the color green, just like the forest, cool, soothing green into your system. Balancing liver chi. And as we begin our practice today, making an intention for your practice to let go of any burdens being carried through the liver. And from here, we'll slide forward onto our bellies, coming towards Sphinx pose. Bending at your elbows, coming to your forearms, walking elbows either directly underneath your shoulders or a few inches in front of the shoulders. Softening the tops of your feet, relaxing your glutes, and feeling the heart space sinking between the shoulders. And as your body comes into relaxation through this shape, you can stay exactly as you are. Or for a deeper compression through your back bend, come into seal pose. Taking your palms to the corners of the mat and lengthening the arm bones. You can walk your palms either closer towards the body for more compression or further away from the body to reduce compression. Stretching through the front of the abdomen. Heart hangs. Staying firmly rooted through your palms and down through the wrists. If it feels okay, close your eyes here and continue to breathe in that cool, deep colored green, the green of the forest. Taking another 3 complete breaths. making your way back to your forearms first. And then widen your elbows, roll down, stack your palms, forehead to your palms. And you can bend your knees, toes pointing to the sky, rocking your feet from side to side. And then let's lift very slowly up and back to child's pose, just for 3 or 4 breaths to round our spine. Sinking hips to heels, forehead to the earth. Reconnecting with the groundedness of the earth. Breathing out any excess heat through your mouth. You can always exhale through open mouth. And then we're coming all the way back to all fours, and we're moving into pigeon pose to bring some compression and stretch to both the liver and the gallbladder meridian line. So you can walk your right toes over to the left, flexing through the front foot, sliding your back toes back, and you can add any support you need underneath your right hip. Taking a breath here, perhaps adding cushions for your chest or your forehead. And then as you exhale and fold forward, just coming to that place where you're feeling a little bit of compression through the inner thigh and groin, and some stretch and opening through the outer hip, the gallbladder meridian line. If you feel you can deepen your edge a little bit, you can always take a prop away. can walk your fingertips underneath your shoulders, rolling all the way up, taking a big breath up through your chest. Tuck your back toes, slide your back knee forward, and then release your right leg behind you. You can tuck your right toes under and pulse your right heel towards the back wall. Taking a moment to feel the release of fluids and chi or prana or energy down through the leg line. Good, and then we'll come to the opposite side. Sliding your left knee behind your left wrist, walking the toes to the right, flexing your foot, sliding your back leg back, and let's keep hugging the left thigh bone into the hip socket. Taking a big breath here. And then exhaling and making your way forward and down. And coming to a place where you can find stillness through your body. So if you're feeling restless, that's pretty normal when working on the liver and gallbladder. It can stir up that restless energy or emotions. But if you are feeling unable to find stillness, then definitely add some props under your hip or your forehead or your chest so that you can relax and begin to let go and release. So often with emotions that are stuck in the liver, there are the type of emotions that are difficult to let go of. The type of emotions that cling and linger. So noticing what's coming up for you in these postures. And very naturally, as we start to move the energy through the tissue, the emotional body begins to move, moving out any stagnancies through the emotions. And holding compassionate space for yourself as you're gently helping to move out any emotional toxins or poisons. And noticing in this posture if you're feeling this more through the outer hip, which is the gallbladder, or the inner groin and thigh, which is the liver. And often where you're feeling the stretch more is where there's been some stagnancy. We'll take a few more breaths on this side. Taking your time to progress out of the shape, tucking your back toes, sliding your knee forward, and let's release through the left leg, pulsing the heel to the back wall. And again, feeling the opening along the leg line, through the hip. And then we'll come into a seated position, and you can add some props underneath you, bringing your legs in front of you and shaking out your legs. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. And then let's bend our right knee, and we'll cross our foot to the outer left thigh. The four corners of your foot rooted to the ground. You can keep your left leg out in front of you, or you can try bending your left knee and drawing the heel over towards the right hip. Let's relax down through the right hip so you feel your sits bones even on your prop and your spine is nice and long. We're going to come into a twist here. So we're compressing our thigh bone up against the organs of the body. So on the right side, we'll be compressing through the liver. And we'll hug our left elbow around the right knee and twisting from the abdomen over towards the right. Right fingertips resting out by your hip. And perhaps turning your chin to the back shoulder if that feels too intense. You can keep your head at a neutral position. Taking a few breaths here and feeling again into the outer hip. In through the organ body. And you can bring your right hand to hold your left wrist if you'd like, coming into a relaxed position here. Feeling that you can deepen a little bit through the navel center. Finding a deeper twist through the abdomen, broadening across your chest. Taking a breath, lifting up through the crown of your head as you root down through the right foot. Again, connecting to the four corners of the right foot. And And then we'll exhale and we'll come back to center. Unwinding through the abdomen and pausing for a few breaths, feeling the waters of the body rushing back to the liver, to the area that we just compressed. And from here, we're moving into shoelace pose. So we're stacking right knee on top of left. And you can take your heels out away from your hips, readjusting your sits bones. If this is too intense for you today, try coming onto your back, and you can take this posture on your back. You can just stack your right knee on top of your left and hug your knees towards your chest. Or you can always come into a modification while you're seated. You can place one shin bone in front of the other and fold forward from here. Take a breath or two before you fold forward. And if you're in shoelace pose, you can lengthen the abdomen on top of the thigh, adding any support underneath your forehead. So we're still compressing through the organ body as well as massaging the gallbladder meridian. And it can feel quite intense to let your head hang freely. So again, if this is too intense, just stack some pillows or cushions underneath your head. You can even slide some propping between your knees if this is feeling too intense through your knees. Three big breaths. Walking your fingertips back, rolling up. Relaxing down through the shoulder. And we'll lean back and we'll unwind our legs, rocking our knees from side to side. You can shake out your legs as well, getting the energy flowing through the legs and shaking it out. And we'll move to the opposite side. So we'll bend our left knee, cross the sole of the foot to the outer right thigh, taking a breath, perhaps bending the bottom leg as well, readjusting your sits bones. Taking a big breath here, lengthen up, hooking the right elbow across the left knee, and then twisting from the abdomen over towards the left. You can rest your fingertips down by your hip or take a hold of the opposite wrist. And bringing some stretch to the liver on the right side, compressing the organs on the left. And perhaps feeling the energy circulating through the outer hip and down through the thigh. Or perhaps you're noticing some pulsing through the inner thigh and groin, the liver line. You might be deepening your twist, bringing a little bit more compression to the abdomen as you twist to the left. Breath opens through the upper back, really squeezing out the liver. And then unwinding back through center. Taking big breaths in and out. And we'll come into shoelace pose on the opposite side. Again, you can take modifications on your back, adding any propping you need between the knees or for your forehead. You might stay lifted through the whole posture. As long as you're feeling some stretch, you're in the right place. And if you are folding forward, compressing the abdomen, head dropping onto support, or if you're feeling okay through your neck, you can let the head hang. Taking your last few breaths before rolling up, leaning back, unwinding your legs, and taking a moment to find some movement. And we'll finish up today on our back, coming into reclined butterfly pose, opening again through the liver line at the inner thigh and groin. You can always add support underneath your knees. And as you come onto your back, let's take a big breath here and exhale. You can slide your heels further away from the groin so you have a longer diamond shape through the legs. And bring your attention to the right side of the abdomen, to your liver. If you'd like to place your palms over the liver, you can do so. And again, imagining a cool and soothing green color moving in through your breath and surrounding your liver. So the element of wood balances the liver. So if you can imagine a cool green forest filled with tall, stable, unflexible trees. Feeling into the quality, the deeper energetic, emotional, and spiritual qualities of the element of wood. Feeling the strength of the tree and the adaptability of the tree. Flexible emotions, adaptive emotions through all kinds of weather. And the gentleness of the tree that matches its strength. And before we move into our final relaxation, let's work with some healing sounds for the liver. The healing sound for the liver is shhh, a long S, a long H, and a short U. So you can either listen to the healing sound or follow along at home. Imagining that sound moving into the liver and vibrating through the liver. One more time. Relaxing your palms, stretching out your legs into Savasana. Complete integration through conscious relaxation. Whole body at rest on the earth, surrounded by a deep green forest with tall, trees. And please stay here in the peace of your internal space for as long as you need. If you enjoyed this practice, then please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, Om Shanti, peace.